Am I audible? I think I am audible. Let's just check for once. Just a minute.
We are live, guys.
Yes. So I am audible. So yeah, as you might have guessed or noticed from the title and the thumbnail of this video, of this live stream, today we are going to learn about Judit Polgar, and we are going to try to train like her. So for those who don't know who Judit Polgar is, so let's just quickly see what Wikipedia has to say about her. I'm just going to quickly crop my image. Just a sec, please. So Wikipedia says, we all know, of course, Judit Polgar, the Hungarian chess grandmaster, generally considered the strongest female chess player of all time. So why was Judit Polgar very important chess personality? It's because she achieved the title of grandmaster at only 15 years of age, when at the time the youngest player to have done so, and also breaking the record of the former world champion Bobby Fischer. So she had a very unique quality that she was considered a chess prodigy. But according to her father, who was actually a psychologist, Laszlo Polgar, I don't know if I am pronouncing his name correctly, Laszlo or Leslie Polgar. So he had said that prodigies or like talented persons are not born, they are created, or they have to work hard to achieve their talents, right? So Judit Polgar was instantly famous, of course, because she was the first female player to dominate this game for such a long time, because chess was considered mainly a male dominated game. So to break that stigma or break that general whatever, so of course she is world famous. Now many of the internet might not know that she was actually trained by her father. Both her father and her mother were scientists, and they wanted to prove that genius are not born, genius need to be made. So by that logic, they started their three sisters, Judith, Susan, and what am I forgetting? So these three sisters became the first to be trained in chess at the very young age of 5 or less than 5. So the world was shocked by their achievement in the upcoming years. So yeah, also let's see what the Wikipedia page has to say about her. So peak ranking was number 1 in January 1989. So it says lots of things about her early life, her career, the child prodigy. From at the very age of 5, she defeated a family friend without looking at the board. Wow, I didn't know that. After the game, the friend joked, "You are good at chess, but I am a good cook." Judith replied, "Do you cook without looking at the stove?" Wow, she was smart. She was very, very smart. However, according to Susan, Judith was not the sister who had the most talent, explaining Judith was a slow starter but very hardworking. So that's the main thing, guys. So I'm going to try to somehow at least try and achieve that type of hard work and dedication towards this game by trying to train like Judit Polgar. So after searching for many videos, after looking through the internet a lot of many times, I actually found that Judith Polgar had been trained the very basics. Like she was first taught the, of course, the game of rule of the game. Then she was shown many different chess games of chess masters. Of course, that was very hard work. That required very hard working and various like hours of dedicated hard work and practice. So let's see what this. I have found a blog here. So how to become a genius, the Polgar experiment, which is a very famous experiment at this point of time. So okay, let's see. Yep. So I guess let's start. So the very important and interesting introduction goes like this. A girl walks into the bar. In summer of 1973, a father and his daughter walked into a chess club in Budapest. And the club was full of heavy cigarette smoke, elderly men who came there day after day to play chess. The father approached the gentleman, and the old man could not believe their ears when they heard Laszlo Polgar challenge them to play against his 4-year-old daughter Susan Polgar. That was a what to say, like out of the blue, of course. Laszlo put a pillow that he bought from home on one of the chairs so his daughter could reach the table. So it's hilarious, and the joke just started just now. Let's see. So this was an actual picture of Susan Polgar, and the old chess foxes could not believe their eyes when little Susan won one match after the another. Who the hell was this kid? So yeah, that's the brilliant introduction, and it just captures the actual brilliancy of their achievement actually. So the first female chess grandmaster, of course, 30 years later, Susan Polgar won the first female chess grandmaster. And already that was the very historic moment. So, and was ready to give her usual Thursday night lecture at the New York Chess Club when she announced to the room, "I have a special treat for you tonight. Tonight everyone will get to play me." Susan, 36, said with a gentle but confident smile to her face to all of the chess players in the room. The atmosphere was tense and everybody transformed from a student to a competitor. But everyone except Susan. You guys can see here Susan Polgar is literally chilling and viewing the chess position like it's nothing. So that level of talent and brilliancy she was able to achieve. Of course, Susan Polgar slurping a drink while she was playing 20 players simultaneously. Wow. So of course, so the next things describe particularly about the that particular game of simultaneous game. And now let's see where Judith Polgar comes into this scenario. So yeah, so although Susan was dominating her competition as usual, there were other two participants in the tournament who caused quite the fuss. Susan's 11-year-old sister Sofia. Yeah, Sofia Polgar. So the three sisters, yes, Judith Polgar, the youngest, Sofia Polgar, the middle, and Susan Polgar, the oldest and the eldest, of course. So Susan Polgar was Susan Polgar's 11-year-old sister Sofia and her 9-year-old sister Judith. So in particular, little Judith led the crowd in awe when the 9-year-old battled 5 players at the same time while being blindfolded. Wow, just not like cannot imagine that level of success. So of course, after a short time, she appeared in the New York Times after the tournament. By the time she was 21, Susan had become the first woman to turn the title of Grandmaster from the World Chess Federation. So here's a video of Susan Polgar giving a chess talk. I hope to show this someday, but of course cannot show it right now in the live stream because it might get copyright striked. Anyhow, so in 2002 her sister Judith was ranked the 8th best player in the world. So Garry Kasparov once said, women by nature are not exceptional chess players, they are not great fighters. So this statement was made by Garry Kasparov way earlier. But did he have a point? Only 11 out of the world's 950 grandmasters are female. Yeah, like some indication was there. That was only because the stereotype was that only the male are allowed, all male can play their game of chess. So that was a problematic stigma, I guess. And 47 years before Judith beat Garry Kasparov, Laszlo Polgar, a Hungarian psychologist and the father of the 3 chess prodigies, wrote a series of letters to a Ukrainian foreign language teacher named Clara. The letters were not filled with, of course, Clara was their mother, I think. Yes, and the main brilliant quote which actually inspires me to this day: a genius is not born but is educated and trained. When a child is born healthy, it is always a potential genius. Just the inspiring nature of this quote and the truth that it can be proved, the biggest proof being the 3 Polgar sisters, of course. So here's a very interesting picture. This guy right here, what you can see, is Laszlo Polgar. So, and these 3 are of course the famous Polgar sisters. I think this middle sister is Susan Polgar. This is probably Sofia, and here is little Judith. So in 1974, Clara gave birth to Sophie. So then they became interested in chess as a consequence, but with that Polgar did not have 1 but 3 subjects. So that was very interesting. So next, the important question comes that are geniuses born or are they made? So this blog actually considers this an unethical experiment. Wow. But the world is actually shocked and now interesting place because of these Polgar sisters. So yeah, some of these parts in the blog I think are not necessary. Like, if you want to read all these, please do feel free and search the how to become a genius, the Polgar experiment. So the first link should give you the answer. So now this website mainly discuss about the various aspects of this experiment and also some historic things. Okay, now this shows ingredient 2. Where was the ingredient 1? Yeah. Ingredient 1. So now is the perfect opportunity to start and follow the Judith Polgar work. So ingredient 1 is to rage the master. Rage the master. Many things can be acquired with money, but many by deceit and many by falsehood. But there is one thing that can be obtained by honest labor, for which a king must work as hard as the coalman, and that is knowledge. So wonderful quote, just truly wonderful. A true scientist lives a monastic life separate from the affairs of the world, dedicating himself completely from the work. Yeah, nice. While I mainly focused on the positive parts of the Polgar experiment in this article, so a trait that can be defined as an unstoppable motivation to excel in a domain of interest. That was inner drive. Yeah. So Susan Polgar talks about this, that I had an inner drive, I think, is the difference between the very good and the very best. Yeah, so that's a very, very, very important concept and important thing to have from the very first time. So yeah, blah blah blah. So it it talks about a lot of things now. And ingredient 2 we come, and which is the most important thing, is the deliberate practice. So the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. So the very, very small, deliberate, conscious efforts that you make from the very beginning is what that takes you from the very beginning to the very end in your destination or to your goal which you want to achieve. So you have to actually start very small and consist and practice deliberately. So the Judit Polgar or the Polgar experiment actually mainly starts and turns out to be true with this ingredient. So of course so here are many such quotes here, many interviews, okay, yeah, and the main thing which comes up in every other internet article or internet chess video, etc., that all the three of the Polgar's sister like Judith, Sophia and Susan Polgar, all three of Polgars had amassed over 10,000 hours of deliberate practice by the age of 12. So all learning psychologists, all brilliant chess or researchers actually say that you have to deliberately practice over 10,000 hours to master anything. Like it might not be chess, it can be anything, like playing guitar, playing violin, any other musical instruments, or learning any new skills like say skateboarding, like say driving. Okay, so you have to actually practice 10,000 hours of deliberately, like conscious effort. So deliberate practice does not mean to simply live in a cave and study blindly. Watching every episodes of Emergency Room does not make you a doctor. yeah. So deliberate practice actually is different. What the three Polgar sisters had in common was they were not only working hard but also working smart. So that was the key feature. Okay. So after every loss, they deconstructed the match and investigated what they did wrong and what they could weed out of their weakness and become better incrementally. So this is the main thing here, that which player would you predict would be better shooter after 100 hours? Player A, who actually practices 200 shots per hour, colleague retrieves the shots and keep a records of the shots made, shots missed and errors. Or the player B, who practices 50 shots per hour, retrieves his own shots, dribbles leisurely, takes several breaks. So my guess is probably player A. I might be wrong, but let's see if I am. So unfortunately the answer isn't in this blog. I of course think player A is actually should be better after 100 hours because see, one, he has more practice per hour, so in total he should have more practice. Number two, he actually keeps a record of all the shots made. Like instead of the shots made, you actually have to keep a record of the shots missed, why you missed and why you did an error. So if you keep all the errors, then you can actually systematically analyze what you need to do in order to improve, right? Whereas in player B, he has less number of practice. He also dribbles leisurely, he does not have that inner drive, if you know what I mean. Of course, Susan Polgar, I just said, she had that inner drive which made her different from a good player to eventually becoming a better player, right? So player B has less number of practices. He does not he dribbles leisurely and he takes several breaks. So that is not deliberate practice, that is leisure practice. So that type of practice will not get you anywhere, right? So of course that's the very important thing. And the very, very deep meaning quote and the deep meaning picture is this, that to become a successful stage player, you actually have to break or make thousands and thousands of mistakes. So you need to make mistakes to learn from that mistakes, then only you can like climb up that step of like climb up that ladder towards the success, right? So of course that's the thing I am going to focus next. And the ingredient 3, choice architecture. So let's see what does choice architecture mean. The second most important reason the Polgar extraordinary development was that they grew up in a chess factory. Yeah. So they actually surrounded themselves, like removed all the distractions other than chess. So basically, yeah, it can be termed as the chess factory. So thousands of chess books were stuffed into the shelf, trophies, posters hung everywhere. Entire walls were cluttered with records of previous games for unlimited analytical pleasure. So that was a good thing. In these days, of course, we get all these in online in like Lichess or chess.com. Oh, I have just a moment. I have a call. I need to take this. Hello. So hello, we are back. Sorry, I had to go and take that call. Never mind. So I was telling that we are discussing about like Judit Polgar and the famous Polgar experiment, right? So okay, let's see what the blog says further down. Yeah, we are live, I guess. Yeah, my voice is audible, I think. Yeah. So basically So yeah, it says many things here. uh, yeah, ingredient for specialization. Just a thing, okay, let's write all the things we learned so far. uh, Wait a minute, text. So basically we learned that ingredient 1 is, wait, ingredient 1, what was that? Instantly forgot. The main thing, yeah, it was inner drive. It was number 1, right? Inner drive. Okay, let's just resize that. So basically number 1 inner drive, number 2 was dedicated practice. Right. Okay, so we are actually talking about how I should have named the video how to become a chess genius. Wait, I have to take the call again. And we are back again. So we are talking about like what we learned so far. Let's just resize that for once. Yep. So basically we had learned so far that to improve in anything, the Polgar experiment teaches us to have number 1 the inner drive, number 2 have dedicated practice. The ingredient 3 was let me just check again, choice architecture. Choice architecture like means to surround yourself with only like surround yourself and dedicate yourself towards the goal, right? So yeah, so let's write that down. Number 3 point was to have a supportive environment. I think that summarizes that. Supportive, create a supportive environment. I just realized I actually spoke for so much long time without unmuting my mic. Legendary, what a legendary streamer I am. So yeah, all the things I said, that number 1, apples are good for your health. You should have. Yeah, I think my voice is back now. So apples are very good for your health. So an apple every day should be must in order to improve chess also, right? And the other things I was just discussing about are written on the right side of the stream, that how to become improve. what am I even writing? Sorry. Like, I wanted to say just that how to improve the Polgar experiment, right? How to improve in any skill. In any skill. Right. So yeah, comedy aside, so the things I just learned are you have to have the inner drive in you, you have to make dedicated practice every day, and you have to have the clear supportive environment, like which is free from distractions and which helps you towards your goal, right? That, and ultimately number 5 here is love, which is okay, I guess. So now it discuss all the other things, all the other famous personalities who achieved such greatness by following these things. So yeah, that was the slight introduction of this stream. The next thing I'm going to do is to make this stream very interesting is that we are going to actually live analyze the games of stronger players. Okay, so I'm just going to go in the tournament section and see for a tournament currently going on. Then we are going to analyze the games of stronger players and find out the reasons. So the reason I'm doing this is because we just saw that Judit, Polgar and all the Polgar sisters actually analyzed games very much. Okay, I think it's okay to say that you need to make mistakes yourself, but I also think I can improve by learning from others' mistakes and learning from others' strategies, right? So let's see. I think this might be interesting. So we have a 2200 rated player right now. There's a current game going on. Such an interesting position. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit. So yeah, so we are currently watching a 2200 rated player play a blitz game. I know it's not very like interesting to analyze blitz games, but still we might get some insights into how to improve your game, right? The game has very nearly ended in the black is actually this pawn is very fast. This pawn is fast, and it was +7 material advantage. So good game. Now let's see what other games can we analyze. So the next game I think we can see. The next game is starting, guys, and our opponent started. So this is the modern opening, I guess. Fianchetto his bishop, right? Then he is trying to double fianchetto the bishop. What am I doing? Double fianchetto. Okay, good. White is playing a very solid setup. That's good for white. Oh no, he blundered the piece. What? I think this is what happens if you want to play very fast. But nevertheless, let's see how he manages to get out of this situation. This pawn break is very important. This pawn is supported by 2 black pawns and the knight, right? So I think taking this would not be much beneficial for white. Although it's hard to say right now. I see one thing that black has not castled and voluntarily given up the like reason to castle. So that's an interesting choice of approach. The bishop is the pawn gets the tempo from the bishop. Yeah, this is the very good knight outpost, but the knight is taken immediately. Now this bishop action is killed actually. So I think that's a mistake. Now, yeah, this is a good thing that the king is safe right now. Playing a locked position is actually good for black because number one, black is pawn down, like black is material down. Okay, so you have to stop any form of attacks right now. So that's good. What? Sacrificed a rook. Nice, brilliant. I think. Wow, this sacrifice was very good because this bishop was attacked and that was like unprotected. Now he's trying to attack. So yeah, this is the main idea for white because when you are piece up, you need to attack and like open up the position very much and very fast. So that's a good thing. Notice that white is actually 1500 rated player, but he's playing very good because the main threats of black, like main threats of white in this position are this passed pawn right here and the like vulnerable king, because all the attacking pieces are coming up right now in this position in this way, like the queen here. Okay, he has chosen to attack that. Okay, how to approach this? I think black will try to probably attack this in this way. No, this can be done. Mate. White has white has missed a very interesting mate. This check. Yeah, so that's the thing, that rooks on the 7th or the 2nd rank are most deadly because the queens can come into the attack and directly threaten the white king, of course. So wow, that was a very interesting game by Alfred Mosi, 2200 rated. Let's see another game. Now let's see what's the second highest rated player is playing. So the game goes like Sicilian. That's a very childish way to play, I think. So the bishop is lost, so that's slight disadvantage. Wait, why is this pawn left? Okay, so white decides not to take the pawn. Interesting, very interesting. The knight is exchanged. So officially this has turned into a game of, so you have to look for the imbalances, right, in this game. So officially it's 2 knights versus 2 bishops. So that's a free pawn. The rook is attacked, but it's not a direct attack, I guess. It's protected. Now it's he has created an escape square for the bishop. That's good. Pawn now doubling up the rook is very interesting. It attacks this bishop. The bishop moves, and the pawn play starts. So attacking the queen, but I don't think there's a motive to attack a queen right now. He has taken. The rook takes because the pawn was pinned to the queen, of course. Bishop is removed. The bishop is playing a little passively right now. So attacking, defending, again attacking, moving, free pawn. So that was a fork. Okay. Now let's see how the game turns out to be. So one thing I would like to actually do in this position is analyze who is doing better or who is doing worse. So like analyze the position who is winning in here. So he pushes the pawn. If he takes, then there will be a massive exchange right now. Or we can also see the famous Alekhine's gun, the triple supported battery. So will we see that? Or white can also completely ignore, because this pawn cannot be taken because there's a pin to the queen. So yeah, that's an interesting, very interesting decision. uh, will he take, or which is better, will he take or push? Oh, he push. I like he took. So I don't think that was like, yeah, you have, in this position you can actually weaken the white king here by take and getting a pawn. So you can, oh, yeah, I am analyzing the game incorrectly. Yeah, that was a free knight. So yeah, now of course black is winning. You just have to exchange the pieces very fast now. I think takes is better. Takes, after he comes. No, he goes for the attack. I don't think that was good. So white actually managed to form the Alekhine gun, the triple battery, but he got one piece down. So that's the thing, because after this pawn is going to fall and the white king is very, very terribly exposed. So I think black is winning, of course. White is not having any strong plan, I think. Like, no, what should white do after this? Like, takes, or, well, these one move queen attacks don't makes that much sense, right? Yeah, now the queen is also lost, so congratulations to that. Wait, he actually has given the queen now, but he can like give a check here, right? Or here, this check also can be done. Yeah, he goes for that, and that he comes here. I think this might be winning, or no, or this. Yeah, he goes for that. A simple rook exchange would be like massively winning. Ah, he wants to go for the mating net. Brilliant, just brilliant. Just push. Yeah, and the next move is like here, checked. He has to go here, and now what? Like push. Ah, he just did that. So yeah, good game, very good game. So now let's see another game. Also, let's see this game right now.